Porsche's first shot at the EV world. This is the Porsche Taycan. I'm Mihir, you're watching MRM Cars. Looking down the exterior, you've got an amazing charging port, which should open when the car's on. Now Porsche apparently have had a few problems with that, not opening, so that's why I've got the 4S here, but it kind of looks cool. Moving down the side, fake vent here on the lower models, but on the turbo models that is real. Yeah, because I think it's charging on the other side, that won't open, but oh well. And we've got these poppy-outy door handles, which look extremely nice. When you shut the door, it goes flush when it does. These are some optional, these are the carbon fibre wheels, 21 inches I believe. They are optional. This is the chrome paint, by the way, which looks stunning. I personally enjoy it. This, obviously, in black is another option. Being a Porsche, there's billions of options on here. And one thing which is really nice is the flush boots, the flush boot button, which is really nice for opening it. Now, when we take a look at the boots here, it's a decent sized space. I would say it's a little bit smaller than I would have liked. Maybe if they made it a little bit bigger, that would have been nice. But you've got a 12-volt socket there, you've got some tie-down hooks there. This is the charging bag, but not more on that later. You've got a few pouches here, which is brilliant, and I do believe you have a very little bit of underfloor storage, which has your cable-to-cable thing for like them charging ports that you get usually in cars these days. Right, but Porsche do enjoy hiding their buttons because it's right here, and on our Macan, it's right there on the thing. If Miles of you put up a picture or whoever's editing this, it's got like a tiny little thing, and some people find it frustrating. Right side, same story, and this is it's charging. And this side doesn't have the rapid DC port. The other side does, but it's nice to see that whatever way in the garage you would like to park your car or wherever, you can charge it from a box over there from either side, which is lovely to see. This car does have the optional door mirrors, carbon fibre door mirrors. Knowing Porsche, it probably costs more than the car. So, on the front trunk, it's very simple. You can open it from the key, and there's a pad on the inside where you can click and you can open everything on the car. So, very similar to a 911, you flip the red lever and lift. Very similar. Now, in here, it is smaller than a 911, which is a bit frustrating, really. I thought maybe you could get rid of these panels, but oh well. And this is brilliant to store that big charging box that you have in the back boot, which is quite handy, so it's not taking up your main boot space. Entering the back seat, the doors are a little bit heavy, which some of your children may not enjoy. But once you've managed to get in, there's a decent look. This panoramic roof really does help lighten the cabin. You've got some armrest here, but the thing is, they do this on all the cars, and I don't know why they do it. They don't have a cover for the cup holder, so all the time you dig in your arm like that, and it's not. And sometimes these things even hit your funny bum, which is not very nice. So that's a bit disappointing. But as you can see, you've got heated seats here. You can get a screen for 4-zone climate, but this car doesn't have it. And the seats, if you just take a look, they're quite cocooned around you, like the front seats, which is really nice. Middle seat, taking a look, well, it isn't as comfy, and these things really do dig in. So adults will not really find the middle seat too comfy, as there's hardly any headroom, even for me. And the footwells ain't really big enough for your feet, and the car, the outer people may rub their head in this handle, which won't be very nice. But 6-foot people here will just about manage. Isofix angle points, easy to access. The only thing is that these flip-off covers, which you're probably going to end up losing, but nice and easy access. Putting a rear car seat in is fairly easy. Once it's done, you may have to move this front seat a little bit forward, but all in all, it's decent in the back. So this is the interior of the Taycan, looking brilliant in my opinion. One thing you can get is optional. This is just the driver's thing because it's a little bit complicated. So you've got a few views here. You can click on power meter, you can click on lots of different things. So you can click power meter, then you can scroll across choosing your radio station. Then this one you can select G-force all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive won't be there if you just have the rear-wheel drive model. Assistance systems, traffic signs, you can click any of them. Maybe you click this button again. You can control like power meter, normal map, extended map, and reduced. Reduced actually looks kind of cool. And what happens is the camera ain't picking it up, but there are these like little spots here, and as you accelerate they go out, and it looks really, really cool. That's probably one of my favourite, but the only problem with it doesn't show you that much information. So power meter, just a quick thing on the steering wheel and all this. Just from the driver's side, I don't even know whether miles will include this, but it's just a nice little something.
Yeah, good.
Little did Mark Morrison know that years later after making this, that jacket will be worn by Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. Over 10 at the back on a heart's feel-good.
This car is equipped with a huge list of options. Most interestingly is the electric sport sound, which sounds fantastic. But the thing I like the most is the dynamic chassis control and the air suspension, which I think is a must on a car that's as heavy as this, because I'm sure if you didn't have it, it would feel pretty firm in day-to-day driving. But once it's on its comfort setting, it glides across most bumps and feels very smooth. Well, it certainly feels pretty agile. The chassis feels well planted to the road. Traction is phenomenal. No hint of any understeer unless you push it really hard. So in terms of overall driving dynamics, it's a true Porsche. So in normal driving mode, the car feels pretty relaxed, very maneuverable, easy to drive around, you know, in town if you're in the city centre. But certainly when you put it onto its most potent Sport Plus mode, even for a 4S, it feels very agile and blisteringly quick. And I can't compare it to a Model S because I've not driven that. But I think for most people the performance is more than adequate. So how does the Taycan feel on the move? Well, certainly very well put together, solid. Steering response is excellent. Comparing to my 911, I would say it's up there. Steering is very direct and responsive and feels well weighted. Experience in a Porsche Taycan. First impressions, it definitely feels like a proper Porsche. Having a 911, I don't feel cheated by sitting in this car. The seating position's excellent.
Adjustment.
You feel quite low to the ground. Visibility is good. And headroom is reasonable if you adjust your seat, but I think for very tall drivers you may struggle a bit, especially in the back. overall, the car feels fairly solid. Good quality materials.